This is John Hampson. He's the singer-songwriter behind one of the biggest hits from the early 2000s.
This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
Yeah, that's him, and I know we could all sing the rest of the song, but have you ever wondered who is the girl? Well, it was his girlfriend who ended up becoming his wife.
I was at a gig. It was Memorial Day weekend. I was in Island Park on this outdoor deck thing. We'd been dating for probably 2 years at that point, close to 2 years maybe, and she just wanted to get engaged. And I'm a musician, I'm in my 20s, I'm not ready for this. So every time somebody else would get engaged, she would get frustrated. So this happened on this day. And I got a gig, I'm getting ready to do sound check, and I was literally sitting there. She's across this huge, deck, and she's talking to a bunch of her girlfriends. And this is literally what happened. I was sitting there going, oh my God, she drives me nuts. She's driving me crazy. And as I'm thinking that, she laughs with her girlfriends at something, and I thought to myself, but I absolutely love her when she smiles. I know it sounds so corny, but that's what I thought. And it just started, the words, the melody, everything started coming. It was really fast. I didn't have my guitar, I just started walking around the deck, and the words, everything was just coming really fast. And then I picked up my guitar and I started figuring out the chords, and that was it.
He ended up taking a step back from music to become a high school English teacher, but music, he says, has always been a passion of his.
I couldn't get away from it if I tried. I wake up every single morning. This is the truth. There's a melody in my head every morning, and some days I get something out of it, most days I don't. But I've always been writing, I've always recorded albums, I've always played shows. It was just something that I made this decision back when my wife and I were starting a family, and literally, I woke up one morning and I just thought, what am I doing here? The life of a musician, you never know what's happening. You don't know where you're going to be. And I just didn't want that when I had kids. So I went back to school, got a degree, and I kind of get the best of both worlds now. I'm really anxious to get back out there and play. So I have a ton of songs I wrote over the past few years that I'm excited to record and get out there, and that's what I'm doing.
And while he has new music that he'll be performing, his iconic song is kind of having a resurgence right now. The pop singer Jordy just did his take, but this time it's a little bit different.
He had asked if he could get permission, right, to do this interpolation of Story of a Girl, and he had flipped it to Story of a Boy. So, I don't get that request very often, but I get other types of requests, and I'm always kind of like, well, what's the background? What is this artist? What's the song? What's happening with it? You're protective. But he sent me the demo. I thought it was incredible. I listened to his album. He's incredible. He's a fantastic writer. His sense of melody, his voice, his writing, his lyrics. I was like, this is great. 100% in. His song, Story of a Boy, it's like the hook of Story of a Girl, but the rest of the song is his. He wrote this incredible song, and when I met him, they asked me to cameo in the video, which I just said, why do you want this 50-year-old guy in your video? But anyway, they asked me. So I got to meet him, and we talked, and he kind of explained to me the significance of the song and what it meant to him to change it to Story of a Boy, and how growing up, this was the song that he needed to hear. So it moved me, and I'm so happy to have a connection to him and the song, and it's pretty awesome.
And as for Hampson, well, he's gearing up for more performances on Long Island, so stay tuned.